Hi, I'm Moby, and I'm a musician. I'm an activist. I own a restaurant. I write books. I was in an M&M video, sort of, a long time ago. And I'm bald. So I know conventionally a vice is something like pornography addiction, smoking crack cocaine with strangers in hotel rooms, both of which vices I've had in the past. But now I'm middle-aged and boring and sober, and so my vices are a little more anodyne. 21st century surrealism, for me it's a vice because it's the only art that I collect. And maybe I've spent $100,000 on surrealist art. If I had to self-identify as a new surrealist, I would draw my little alien, ideally on a planet surface somewhere. It's really nice to have a way to leave banal, shitty, at times malignant reality. There's so many things that I love about pine forests. The smell, the sound of wind as it goes through pine needles. If I had to guess how much time I've spent looking at, listening to, smelling pine trees, it's in the tens of thousands of hours. You are so pretty, little baby pine cone.
Schadenfreude.
Loosely translated, means shameful joy. Joy at someone's misfortune. And this is the third of my vices, and the one that I'm actually ashamed of. So the best Schadenfreude is the middle of the winter in Los Angeles. Shitty New York winter weather that makes people very sad. Go. Cab stuck in snow in a blizzard. Idiots. In the course of my life, I've done a lot of drugs. I think I've done just about every class of narcotic that exists. But most of the time it was recreational. The one exception was psilocybin mushrooms. For me, they were remarkably sort of like transformational and educational. Now I'm 53 years old and I'm sober. When I gave up alcohol and drugs, the question is, what do you replace them with? And for me, it's you replace it with everything. You replace it with a combination of like exercise and reading books and being healthy and being an activist and meditating and going to cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not as expedient as alcohol and drugs, but it's a lot more satisfying and it's a lot more long-lasting. My parents, before I was born, had decided to name me Richard Melville Hall, which is sort of inspired by the fact that I'm related to Herman Melville, like Richard, Dick, Melville, Herman Melville. When I was born, like most little white babies, I looked like an inbred old Irish bartender. My dad looked at me, at this little grub of a baby, and he said, "Why don't we call him Moby?" And that was supposed to be my infant joke nickname. And now 53 years later, I am still called by my infant joke nickname. In the early 2000s, I was out one night with some friends and they were telling me about a game that they had played in college. And the game is called Knob Touch. And it's very simple, and I have to make this very clear. It's also completely asexual. You take your penis out of your pants and you walk around a crowded room and seeing how many people you can brush your penis up against. And we were very drunk, and I was like, okay. So I pulled my flaccid penis out of my pants, and I knob-touched Donald Trump. So the only person I've ever knob-touched in my entire life is our utterly corrupt current president of the United States. If Donald Trump claims Me Too because of me, God, I've done my life's work.